We are all about facts, not fear, and providing you information to keep you and your loved ones safe. Dr. Payal Kohil, it's not like I was dreaming about you when I was away from you. Look at you in lilac. You look beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. I missed you. Jeff has been awesome, but I really missed you, I have to say.
Awesome? Really? Okay, cool. The U.S. reached a pretty big milestone yesterday, and this is no laughing matter, obviously. 1 million confirmed cases of coronavirus. Meanwhile, Dr. Fauci is warning about a second wave coming in the fall and winter. So, Doc, a lot of us just want to know, what will a second wave look like, if you could paint that picture?
So, Tori, this is what I want to remind everybody is this virus's behavior depends upon our behavior. So how the second wave looks when it comes, how tall it is, how many people are affected, and how long it lasts is a direct reflection of our behavior. So let me give you two extreme examples. The first is if we all decided to go back to life as usual today, we all went back to restaurants and ball games and those types of things, that second wave would be here in 2 to 3 weeks. It would be extremely tall, and there would be a lot of casualties. On the other hand, if we all decided to hunker down and socially distance until the vaccine became available, guess what? We would never have a second wave because that virus wouldn't rear its ugly head again. So that's the really empowering thing about this whole thing, is that our behavior directly affects what the virus is doing. So that second wave is directly influenced by what we do. Wow. Exactly right.
That's amazing. Good to know, though. That does feel somewhat more empowering. Well, let's get to those viewer questions. Brenda, what's up, Brenda? She wants to know, what should we do if we show symptoms but they're mild? So, for example, she's had a sore throat, a headache for a few days, but nothing other than that. Should I be isolating away from my family that I live with?
Yeah, Brenda, absolutely. You need to isolate because, as we know, this virus can present with mild symptoms. And the second thing I would recommend is to call your doctor to try to get a test while you're having symptoms so we can see if you're actually positive.
That's smart. All right, Tony asks, Doc, do you think it will be okay for my elderly parents to go back to grocery stores and to run errands?
So, Tony, in the most conservative scenario, they have to wait until we have a vaccine because they continue to be that high-risk, vulnerable population. But I know that's not always possible, and if they do need to leave the house, try to have them leave when they're senior hours, have them wear those masks, wash their hands, wipe down the carts, and just minimize contact as much as possible.
All right, this one is one I really have a question with. Our last viewer question is from Jim. He asks, if I'm driving, is it okay to have my windows down? What if the person in front of me or next to me at a stoplight has theirs down too? I've been listening to a lot of like Neil Diamond really loud. I don't know, summertime gives me to Neil Diamond. And I wonder, should I not be having those windows down?
Maybe you don't want to have them down because you don't want people to know that you're listening to Neil Diamond. That could be a good reason. But in terms of the virus, it really probably doesn't increase your risk substantially. So as you can imagine, the likelihood that when you're stopped at a traffic light with your windows down, that somebody next to you coughs or sneezes, and at that exact same time, a breeze blows that carries those droplets over to you is very low. So the actual risk to you if you have your windows down is probably very low. And I put my windows down because it is summertime, and I don't play Neil Diamond, but I do that. Yeah.
I know you're lying. I know it. Before we go, it's now time for Dr. Kohil's Silver Lining L'chaim to life. You want to talk about this huge milestone that New Zealand just reached. I love their Prime Minister, Jacinda. Ugh.
Yes, I love her too. She's a strong woman leader, and I think she's done a fabulous job of really setting the tone for the rest of the world. So what she's shown us is that they stopped community spread. So they have actually shown no evidence of community spread in the last few days in their country. And that tells me again that we can influence the virus's behavior. So we here in the US can also stop community spread if we do the kind of lockdown that they did, which was for 4 weeks, and everybody followed the rules. So again, we're in charge, not the virus. We can kick this virus's butt, and that's what New Zealand has shown us.
That's amazing. I know Jacinda, I'm not close with her. I just like saying the name Jacinda. I know she also said we're going to go early and we're going to be aggressive. And I think they're like in the single digits now. Now, I know New Zealand has fewer people in terms of density, but going early and aggressive seems to be the way to go. So we really appreciate you in your lilac renaissance. You can go talk with Romeo later. Thank you, Dr. Kohil. Of course, she will return tomorrow, and she'll be answering your mental health questions. This is so great. She's a holistic doctor. So if you have a question about anxiety, I get it, or staying positive during these tough times, write us on social media. You can email info@dailyblastlive.com. We don't have to use your name if you don't want us to. There's no panic, right? Let's do the Cuomo. Just prevention and precautions.